Welcome back to the Unknown Origins podcast, the show where we watch all of Pokemon, starting from the beginning all the way till now. I'm DevBrev, one of the hosts. Here's the other host.
Hello, I'm Ben. I'm the other host. What's up? We're doing good today. I'm in a weird mood, and I just have a lot of energy.
Yeah, this is our second episode of the day. We normally record one of these at a time. Now we're recording two of them at a time.
Yeah, just so we can get a little ahead of the ball.
Getting ahead of stuff.
Yeah.
This was fun, the day that we watched these.
Oh, yeah. It was
Ben's
a lot of
brother
fun.
was around.
He was.
Drew's fun to be around.
He is.
I think he is at least.
I do too. I do too. He's too similar. He's like I am, but just an agent of chaos.
Yeah.
And I love it. He made a drink called the Nirvana.
Yeah.
And it was just blue carousel and a bunch of other stuff. So it's bright blue. And he put these little like
like a baby figurine
things in the top of it. So it looked like the album cover. It was just really weird. But he was getting drunk while we were doing this. I had a drink. So my notes are a little interesting. Not like crazy.
Speaking of your brother and interesting notes.
Oh my God, yeah. Eventually, we'll talk about all these
We'll
as
break
well,
those
these
down.
Are very interesting.
He joined us and wrote some notes down.
He
Stay
did.
tuned for some shorts.
Some weird
We might
shorts.
include them in the episode.
We might. We'll see. I
have an idea. I think when we get to the end of an episode, we'll read the notes out, and I'll try to do it in like shorts form.
Okay.
It'll be a little wonky.
It'll be interesting.
We'll get it figured out.
Okay. I like it. Oh God. Okay. I'm just my brain
Don't
is,
read it. Don't read it.
No, I know. Okay.
All right. So advent calendar time.
Woo, yeah.
Advent
I almost
calendar
forgot.
time. Yeah, we're not used to doing it like this.
This is the advent calendar. And again, I got this forever ago, and I just never opened it, but I thought it was really cool, and I thought it'd be fun to share it with you guys and open it. You can see Oshawott was our last one. He's still here. We're going for number 15. Burger King foot lettuce.
Do I dare go Pidgeotto again? Pidgeotto again. Did I get it this time? Did I get it this time?
Pidgeotto, get out of there.
Yeah, I did.
Finally.
Hey, look at that action pose he's got.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I
do like that a lot,
Yeah.
actually. I'm really glad this stand didn't break off like half of the rest of the mouth when I was taking it out.
That would not have
that
been
would
good.
suck.
Yeah,
He's
not just like T-posing like they are
like
wont to do.
the rest of them all
yeah,
are.
they're wont to do.
Like if you look at these, they're all just kind of in there T-posing.
Yeah.
And you can see our upside down side up because I think it's the funniest thing ever.
I think Oshawott is like the poster child of just T-posing. Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's he's trying to do some karate. Bad, you're pushing the table.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just trying to get Pidgeotto out there.
No!
But yeah. So with that, get right into it.
Yeah. All right. This episode is titled A Friend Indeed. Released in Japan on January 7th, 1999, and in English on November 20th, 1999. So now we're going to play our other favorite game, where Ben has to guess who the Pokemon was in the Who's That Pokemon segment, because we don't have them on the versions that we're watching. So Ben, who was that Pokemon? I had indigestion.
It's all good.
Who was that Pokemon, Ben?
So I'm going to do a little mental math here, right? So we keep switching.
We keep
switching from this is a Pokemon in this episode to the next episode to just random anything. So
it is hard mode. There is no rhyme or reason.
Was from that episode.
Yes.
It was a Bellsprout, and that episode focused heavily on a Bellsprout. So I'm going to go with Drowsy. Because it's in this episode.
It's Diglett, Ben.
Is it Diglett?
It's Diglett.
There's no Diglett in this episode.
There hasn't been a Diglett in a while.
And since Diglett dig.
Diglett dig. Trio.
It has been a minute. Why did you decide to rear your little mole head
right
now?
They are just doing dupes, I think.
Yeah, they kind of are.
They're doing dupes.
Which sucks,
out
because
the butt.
there are so many that they could do. Maybe they're saving some for Orange Islands. I don't know.
Dude, there's been 80 episodes.
It's fair.
There's 150 of these buggers.
There's 104 days or something. No, sorry. Anyways.
Oh, gosh.
No, that's fair.
They shouldn't have run out of Pokemon yet.
They shouldn't have. They're 151.
They're accurate.
Or more to see.
There it
is.
is.
To be the Pokemon Master is my destiny. No, I do want to go through and be like, okay, like, just number them. And they did Pikachu 18 times and they did Diglett twice. And, just to see which ones were never done. But I want to wait till we get a little further to do that so I don't spoil this game for myself.
Yeah,
too.
And also there's like two different versions between the English and the Japanese.
Yeah.
It's the English that are being funky. The Japanese
is pretty true too.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
That's fair.
Everyone is going out to eat to celebrate Ash's big win in the league, and Delia, Ash's mom, says she wants to make all of Ash's favorites, so she commandeers a restaurant kitchen.
She pulls a Kronk, she goes out to eat, and then just starts cooking. And like, okay, whatever. That's a Emperor's New Groove reference. Sorry, for anybody who has not seen that or is not familiar with that. Because that was a staple of my childhood.
Hidden Disney gems from the early 2000s.
That was like the best era for Disney, though.
Yeah,
like,
that was the Renaissance.
A Goofy movie, Atlantis, Emperor's New Groove, Treasure Planet was all like, those were all...
Those were, because like, that was I'm pretty sure that was like the Disney Renaissance, where it was like Lion King, Aladdin.
Yeah, it was like...
And like Mulan.
Yeah.
So like on top of like the bangers that they were putting out that like everyone knows, they were also putting out these B movies.
These hidden gems.
That are hidden gems that everyone also loves.
Atlantis is one of my favorite movies as well. So it was a Goofy movie.
That is why we are best friends, because I also love Atlantis and Lost Empire.
Good. Milo is like, I will cosplay him one day. I will have to lose a little weight first.
I feel like maybe one of us could do that a bit better.
You probably could do it a bit better than me. You already have the glasses. You might not wear them anymore, but you could.
I think one of the Oda cooks that I did, I was like, I feel like I look like.
That's fair.
So I think that was when my eyes were kind of messed up. So like I was just wearing my glasses a lot.
I need to wear mine more than I do. I don't ever. But
this man can't see.
I can't. I have astigmatism, and it creates like double vision all the time. So I just constantly just see two of everything. It's really weird.
Yeah. I bet the lights are helping a lot too.
Oh, so much. I went to see Iron Lung, right?
Yeah.
And my girlfriend insisted on
first mention of the girlfriend on the podcast. Yay! It's official. We can talk about her. I have been hiding it. I'm like, I can't, because Ben is like, I have a lot of plans. I'm like, I can't talk about what he's doing. I can't talk about why he's doing things. Yeah. And I can finally, Ben has a girlfriend. Yay, we can talk about it.
Ben has a girlfriend. It's been 6 months now, which is really cool.
We can finally go official on the podcast, like Facebook official, but stupider.
Hi, Lily.
She's watching. Oh, we're saying her name too. Let's go. I can say anything now. I'm unleashed.
But
Simba, stop. The cat was distracting. Please tell us about your girlfriend, Ben.
So we went to see Iron Lung when it came out. We sat in the front row, and every 5 minutes in that movie, there's this bright flash of white light, and oh my god, it killed me through the whole movie. Like I could not see anything. It was awful. That's all I was going to talk about. That's all I had. I didn't mean to Devon freaked out on this.
Well, because like
the hard launch is
I was like, you haven't said anything about it. Yeah. But you've been like, I've been busy lately. I'm like, we're just not. I'm like, he's just if he doesn't want to talk about it, he doesn't want to talk about it. And he's just like, oh yeah, my girlfriend. Like, what? Like, just okay, sure.
Hey. Yeah.
She was actively here when we recorded 2 episodes ago. And I'm like, I can't say who is here. I can't look over. And I like, there's just someone over that direction. I can't look over because people are going to be like, well, what's distracting Devon over there? Like, that person, we have to keep hidden.
We don't have to.
I thought we did. We live together. We should talk about things more. Anyway, Pikachu and Togepi get little high chairs in the restaurant so they can eat at the table too.
That was really cute. I liked that a lot.
It's cute.
It was cute.
Everyone heads to the elevators and they hold the door open for Ritchie. Richie's here.
We like Ritchie. We love Ritchie. He's pretty cool.
The elevator suddenly stops, so Ritchie uses Ash's Pikachu to jumpstart it.
Yeah. No, it's a smart idea. And Ritchie does just look and act a little bit like Ash if Ash were smarter and better at battling and was better in general. Yeah. He's just Ash, but in a different font.
It's like, if we had a better protagonist, this is what it would be.
We can do good writing, look.
Look. No,
I know. Yeah. That was a joke.
There is a truck outside that is announcing that they need to inspect everyone's Pokeballs. Of course, it's Team Rocket.
Of course. Why would it be anyone else? There's a nefarious plot. It's Team Rocket.
Yep.
Always.
Jessie stuffs Pikachu in a sack, and James blows their cover, which they do so often.
Yeah, quite often.
Like, they blow their cover so much. Whether it's like someone says trouble and they like gotta jump out it. But like, it's just lame that that's how they get found out a lot of the time.
Yeah. And you'd think, after so long of being undercover, and so many costumes, and so many everything, I am putting her away now.
Sorry, guys. Simba is being super duper annoying right now.
You were fine during the first episode.
That's her limit, man. It's like 45 minutes. If she's under my bed, just lock the door. I don't care if she poops. Ash and Ritchie chase after Rocket in the truck, and they cut them off, but to avoid killing them, James has to veer off, and the van slides down a cliff and into a river.
Oh my god.
So now Rocket is in a van floating down the river. They're floating down the river.
Floating down the river. Nice. All three people that are watching this episode are going to love that.
Yeah, all three of them.
All three of them. That's one of my favorite SNL bits.
It's like
all time.
Black Jeopardy is my favorite.
That is also a really good one.
So good.
It's there's a newer one too. It's like the couple that shouldn't be together. You wouldn't believe are together or whatever like that. It's a really stupid one, but it's really funny.
They've had some gems over the years.
Yeah. No, they do have some really good ones.
Ash and Ritchie camp out and talk about their differences and similarities. I really enjoy these two together. It's kind of like Ash and Todd in that episode.
I was going to relate him to Todd too. Like, it's cool to see this like different side of another character that'll be like ongoing and not just like I meet him once so that he's gone.
Then goes away.
Yeah. But it is cool to see, definitely.
In the morning, Ash and Ritchie find Rocket's camp and sneak into the van to take the Pokemon back.
Yeah. I will also say, Ash and Ritchie the night before talk about the constellations.
Yes.
And all the Pokemon that they see. And that is another like really cool thing to see. You know, think about like, okay, the constellations are mostly animals, so they're making them Pokemon now. And it's just neat. It's a cool little throwaway thing that they do, but it's neat.
Rocket discover them, trap them in the van, and drive off. Oh no, what will our heroes do with all of their Pokemon plus
right
some?
There, yeah.
Right there. Ritchie is able to identify his Pokeballs easily because he put star stickers on them.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I like it. It's smart. It's smart.
Yeah.
Again, he's just Ash, but smarter.
Yeah. Just more capable.
Yes.
Ash is having trouble finding his Pokeballs, but he found Pikachu in the sack. So Pikachu helps him find his Pokeballs.
Yes.
Ritchie then sends out his Charmander Zippo to break through the van's wall. Ritchie nicknaming his Charmander Zippo implies the existence of Zippos in the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
Meowth having one in the fossil episode confirms their existence.
Yeah.
In that episode when Meowth pulls that Zippo out, I'm like, Zippos exist in the Pokemon world? Wait, Zippos exist in the Pokemon world because Ritchie has a Charmander named Zippo. Yeah. Like this is not a new thing to discover.
Nah.
Zippos are just a thing.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like it's a neat little nickname. It's cute.
Yeah. Ash and Ritchie do battle with Rocket in the front of the van, and James has the joke, I should get a driver's license.
Yeah, that was funny. And again, the writers know what they're doing. Like they have some good little gags and jokes. And
I think James has like the best lines in the show. Like,
I agree. I absolutely agree. Rocket in general, but especially James.
We then get a tag team move from Pikachu and Sparky, Ritchie's Pikachu.
Yeah.
Van blows up, sending Rocket flying, but Ash and Ritchie use their flying Pokemon to get to safety. Pidgeotto and Happy the Butterfree.
Yeah, the animators finally felt like using the wings again. And they went for it in this episode. Double trouble. It was pretty cool.
And then back at the Pokemon League, Ash and Ritchie have to fish up their spots in the bracket, and they both get the same spot.
Yeah. I feel like this episode could have happened a lot sooner. And it probably would have been better if it happened a lot sooner, like before the league at all. Like they could have met him elsewhere and then met him again in the league and been like, hey, that's that guy I know.
Yeah.
And the bracket goes up.
Yeah, like, because I think you miss out on some stuff if like, it's like, oh, here's this guy. And then Ash has to fight him in the next battle. Whoa!
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No,
it could have been a slow burn. Again, I'm going to throw this out there, but it could have been one of the other trainers in Pallet Town.
Yeah.
Like somebody he knew already going into it. They've had a growth moment together. They realized that like, okay, it's cool. There are other trainers that are capable, that are smart, that are, worth knowing, worth learning from, and then they have to go against each other. That would have been really cool.
Yeah. And speaking on Todd, like, I love Todd. I love his inclusion. But if you take Todd out, and put Ritchie in, or take Ritchie out, put Todd in. Todd wouldn't really be that much sense because Todd's not like a trainer, he's a picture taker. But I think if you had like, okay, you have this guy for 3 episodes, like Ritchie, we'll just make it Ritchie. Yeah. Have Ritchie for 3 episodes, and then we go away, and then Ash gets more badges. And we go back to Pokemon League, and then you get 3 more episodes with Ritchie.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot more impactful than just introducing Ritchie now, having a little storyline with him here.
A lot of the same that we talked about with Gary in the last episode, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's somebody that we have an established relationship with. We have, we know about this character more, and then that didn't end up happening.
Instead of, because, like, they understand that they have to, like, do this story. Like, they want to do this story of, like, okay, Ash should go up against a friend.
Yeah.
And we don't have that for Ash.
Yeah.
So we have to create that and then do it.
Even though you definitely do. You have trainers like Samurai from the first few episodes, whatever. Just, we have so many characters that he's met and then, I'll see you later. And then he doesn't. And then he doesn't. We have 80 episodes of those.
Yeah.
And we just threw another one in there. Just on the same episode that we're building that up to be like, oh, it's this big moment because he knows him already. Well, he met him an hour ago. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks. Like, genuinely, though, I like his character.
Yeah.
I like what they did. They just could have done it better.
Yes, like they could have used and incorporated Ritchie in a bit better.
Way sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, I don't dislike this episode. It just could have happened earlier.
It's the little things with Pokemon, right? Where like they get a lot of like the broad things, but I think like getting the specifics they kind of struggle with.
Absolutely.
And I think if we had Rocket in this episode, or even like the next episode, I think that would have made like a lot of sense. Yeah. But I think if we like already had Ritchie, we wouldn't need this episode. Like if we were gonna like make the perfect Pokemon, or like a remake where we're like, okay, we're hitting all the beats of like Indigo League, I'd be like, okay, introduce Ritchie way earlier, cool down on Team Rocket a lot.
Yep, absolutely. If they made a Let's Go type thing for the anime and just like revamped it and
yeah, Pokemon Let's Go Indigo League.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Or like Pokemon I Choose You, but just like all of it.
Yeah.
All the Pokemon. Here we have Ben's brother's notes on the Pokemon episode of Friend Indeed, which he did with us when we were watching these episodes. So Ben's gonna read his brother's notes out.
Again, I will preface this. He is intoxicated. That is very apparent when reading through these. The first note on here just says, Scyther is edging, and that's all it is.
Just read them, just rapid fire.
Absolutely. It says, I thought Ash was broke. Why is his mom kind of fine, though? Oak the Pokeplug for real. Ritchie looks exactly like Ash. My little battery boy with a little heart that he drew. He says, shut up, Misty. I wonder why they want our Pokeballs, as if they've never heard Jesse's voice before. Would Jesse in quotes. Why didn't James just run them over? Quitter mentality, Ritchie. I'm also Pokemaniac Ash on the dance floor and the bedroom with your mom. Different constellations, kind of sick. I wonder what Poke Zodiac side I am. I'm a Tauros rising. On all caps, piss on their sleeping bags. I bet James would hate that. Low-key Meowth seems like the type that would like that. Why don't you attack that wall, Ash? Zippo the Charmander is kind of sick. James is Jesse's Pokemon for real. Me and who? Yep. Bet you haul Team Rocket Red. Did they brand that Magikarp? Oh, God. Take one down, pass it around, 99 Pokemon into bag. And then we start the next episode. So we'll stop there for now.
Thank you, Drew.
Oh, God.
Speaking of that Pokemon battle, we got Friend and Foe alike. Released January 14th, 1999 in Japan, and November 27th, 1999 in the US. So, Ben, who was that Pokemon?
I'm going to go with Charmander.
It was your favorite, Aerodactyl.
Of course it was.
Of course it was.
I do. No, I remember. You don't have to remind
really
me.
Mad at me
about
Aerodactyl.
Yep.
It's like we did Aerodactyl again.
It's
Aerodactyl
yeah, thank you.
Again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
They're trolling you.
That's exactly what's happening. They knew that we were going to do this and have our stupid bits and do all the stupid little things, and they're doing it just to piss me off.
To make it impossible to guess these after the fact. Brock and Misty are doing research on Ritchie for Ash's upcoming battle, and we find out that Ritchie went undefeated in the first 4 rounds. Ash had an easy way to the Pokemon League. Ritchie made it look easy.
Yes, absolutely he did. He's a very qualified trainer. He knows what he's doing. He's shown that he's resourceful in the elevator with the Pikachu in the last episode. Like he knows what he's doing. And it's very prevalent, especially considering he did not lose a single Pokemon. Like, it makes sense.
Ash is on his way to pick up his Pokeballs from the center, and there he runs into Ritchie, and both of them seem apprehensive of battling each other.
Yeah, and they're like in an awkward phase too, because they don't know what to do,
talk what to about, say, what to like say to each other, like
what to say.
It's like, good luck, you know, like I'm gonna beat your butt or like whatever.
Because this isn't like his relationship with Gary, where it's all just smack talk. And, this is a friend.
Yeah, like they're way more friendly to each other than Gary is, and Ritchie doesn't really have the same personality that Gary does.
Yeah,
Gary's a lot more sarcastic. Ritchie's just kind of like, yeah, I'm like happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will throw this in there too. Of course, the only Pokemon that he's used up to this point are the ones that we already know he has.
And that Ash has like,
seen,
and Ash has had actively.
Yeah. They also call it a flame type here instead of fire type.
Yeah.
They just change it up for some reason. But it's all good.
There's a call on the phone, and Misty picks it up, and Ritchie starts bad-mouthing Misty and says that he wants to meet with Ash.
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't Ritchie, but actually Team Rocket using a voice changer for the second time.
Yeah. I think Jessie could have gotten away with just not using the voice changer. She already sounds like a little boy, because all of the little boys are also voiced by women. But,
yeah, they all just sound. They all just sound the same. They got 5 voice actors. We've talked about this.
Yep.
Ash goes to the meeting place, and Rocket kidnap him, which will cause him to miss his match with Ritchie. Oh no.
Oh no.
We're gonna kind of yada through this.
Yeah.
But just know that like Ash is fighting Team Rocket, and we switch over, and like Ritchie's like, everyone's like, "Where's Ash? Like, why isn't he at the battle?"
Yeah, and I will say I've got one note here about like in this whole phase. It's just there's a lot of Bulbasaur in these few episodes, and I know we've talked about like if Ash's team were to have like a leader
other
or
than
whatever,
Pikachu,
it would be Bulbasaur.
Yeah,
and I didn't think about it like as heavily, but noticing these last few episodes, that's definitely the case.
A lot of Bulbasaur,
which I'm not against.
Ash fights Team Rocket with his Pokemon, and it's taking a long time while Ritchie is left standing in the arena waiting for him to show up.
Yeah.
Why are we slowing the pace down now? Like, this episode just feels like it takes forever.
It really took
It might have been because it was like midnight when we were watching this, but it still just felt like it was taking like forever.
It definitely took a while. And part of that is intentional. Like, it's definitely like, okay, you know, Ash is taking a while. Like, they want to draw it out a little bit. But we don't need the whole episode to be that. You know,
it's even still like half the episode.
Yeah.
Even still, it feels like it's the entire one.
It really does. I don't know. It's not great. Not great content, not great writing, just not great.
I mean, I like the concept. It's just, I think, the execution. Which, hey, that's Pokemon for you.
That's Pokemon.
Like the idea, like the concept. Don't really like the execution.
That's the games, that's the anime, that's the everything. I mean, it's, you know.
Misty thinks Ritchie did something to Ash, but realizes that it was a trick, and Ritchie pleads with the ref to not disqualify Ash. Ash manages to make it to the arena with the help of Pidgeotto, and Pidgeotto is gassed.
Yeah. I will say, I had a couple notes for the section before he gets there. There was a Wizard of Oz reference, because he's on the bike and he has Pikachu in the little basket, and Meowth says like, "We'll get you and your Pikachu too."
Yeah.
While they're in the air, it's just a cute little like I caught that. That was funny, but that was the main note that I had. I had a couple other little things, but not anything that we can't just kind of through. It was cool that Ritchie was as willing to stand up for Ash and wait and talk to the ref about like, hey, you know, I want to wait for him, even if it's, you know, the extra 10 minutes at a game or whatever.
Yeah.
But
and that's the other like thing to take away from that episode.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good. That was good.
So maybe it was, I don't know, like, again, it's a great idea. It's just, meh.
Yeah.
Like, they should have had this episode. Maybe if we didn't have as much Team Rocket, I would have liked this episode a lot more.
Yes. It's just not necessary. It could have been, they could have even thrown in the Ash is oversleeping gag again. And just hand waved that away, like, okay, that's
and then Rocket could have, like, gotten in the way a little bit. Like, I don't have time for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, meh.
But the whole reason that he's gone being Rocket, again, it's just, it sucks.
Yeah, like, more of the same.
Yeah.
The match between Ash and Ritchie is underway, and Happy quickly beats Squirtle.
Mm-hmm. Does not take long.
And then the Pigster sends himself in and uses Double Edge on Happy. He knows Double Edge.
He knows Double Edge.
He knows Double Edge. Pikachu hits the Thunderbolt and beats Happy.
Yeah.
And it's now Zippo against Pikachu, and Pikachu loses to Zippo.
Yeah. Yeah, he uses the phrase "fight fire with fire" when he sends out Zippo.
Yeah.
And my thought process is, he's going to send out his Pikachu.
No.
And then he sends out the fire type to fight fire with
he's going to fight electricity with fire.
Yeah.
Is the actual...
Just, I don't know.
The actual thing he's doing is fighting electricity with fire.
Yeah.
But what he's actually, the expression is fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
So he has to say that.
Very odd, but I get
Ash should have said that.
Yeah.
When he sends in Charizard against Zippo.
Yeah, they could have used the joke 30 seconds later.
Yes.
They just didn't.
And then after Ash sends in Charizard, we get a montage of him not listening to Ash.
Yep.
Just, hey, remember all these times? Because you might not have watched that episode. Zippo isn't strong enough to beat Charizard, and Ash thinks that Charizard's finally listening to him.
No. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
Because then in comes... Well, if you're down with the Sparkmaster like Gary's cheerleaders are, then you might as well just call me Sparky, because I'm just too sweet.
I don't know if you see that. That's my brother's rendition of Sparky.
Sparky Wood Hogan.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was very bad.
That was very bad, but that's okay.
I worked through it in my head, and I just could not remember.
It's all good.
Sparky Wood Hogan. We got the Peakster, and now we got Sparky Wood, the evil version of
that makes sense.
Hogan.
I don't know enough about
when he turned heel in '96. He was Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Oh, okay.
And so Sparky Wood.
Sparky Wood Hogan.
And the comparisons to heel Hogan don't end there, because Charizard lays down like Jeff Jarrett did at Bash to the Beach 2000.
Yeah.
And Ash loses in the lamest way possible.
Yep. Just not being a good enough trainer to take care of Charizard.
Charizard will fight the other fire type in Charmander, but not this Pikachu, so he's uninterested, and Ash gets DQ'd.
Yep. And you'd think, like, after Charizard seeing how strong Ash's Pikachu is, and
no, but that's not that Pikachu. That's the other Pikachu.
That's the other Pikachu. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks.
And like Ritchie is just as confused as I am that he won. He's like, what?
Yeah. Because, they both talked about how this is going to be the best match, and, hold no bar, or bar no...
No holds barred.
No holds barred.
Ben.
Yeah.
That's another wrestling reference. Hey, he had the wrestling reference this time. But he couldn't say it.
I just couldn't say it.
That's a movie with Hulk Hogan as well.
Nice. But, like, they were talking about how they weren't going to pull punches and stuff. It was very, like, and then that's kind of what it
and then Charizard
like
pulls a punch.
Yeah. Not Ash, but Charizard.
Yeah. I really wish that they wouldn't have played Ash losing as a joke.
Yeah.
It just sours the whole thing.
I know, because it's one of their bits, and they have to throw their bits in everything. Yeah. It's just, it sucked.
Because, like, I understand Ash not losing, like, clean. I understand it being, like, well, because, like, if it was, like, okay, we send in Squirtle first. Mm-hmm. Squirtle's down, Pikachu's down. I don't know what to do. I think I have to use Charizard.
Yeah.
Or if it was like a full team of 6, and it was like, we've gone through everybody. Yeah. I have 0 choice left.
Yeah.
I have to use Charizard. Right. And then Charizard does the thing. Because then you like, and like, if we were playing Charizard up as like not a joke.
Yeah.
If like this entire time we were playing Charizard straight and it's like, okay, Ash really needs to get a handle on him, but like he's just not because he's stubborn or it's really hard for him to do so. Yeah. And then we get here and it's like, I have to do it. Like I literally have 0 choice right now. I have to use Charizard. Yeah. And then he does that. Then you're like, damn, like he was that close.
But not only did they, like, he had other options. He could have sent somebody else in. They showed Charizard being strong enough, being capable enough to beat another one of his Pokemon. Yeah. And then choosing to not. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
I also think they could have played it differently because obviously when Pikachu went in, he was tired. He was worn out already. Like, they could have just ended with Pikachu. Had another fainted Pokemon before, so they ended it with Pikachu just being too exhausted from everything in the episode. Not played Charizard off as a joke, but... And
then that's the reason why Rocket was here.
Yeah.
To weaken Pikachu.
Exactly. And then that would have been a better, in my mind at least, but Ash has to have a Charizard because Charizard's popular and big and blah, but that's too strong, so we can't just make him use that instead of Pikachu for everything. And it's just they overdid it. They had too much that they were trying to focus on. There's too much going on. They wanted to throw another bit in there, but they also had to give him a reason to lose.
Yeah.
So Charizard sucks.
Yeah. And again, just the league not be like the league just does not live up to like the league. Like this really is not like the big tournament that it was setting itself up to be.
They hyped it up for a season and a half to be done in 6 episodes.
Yeah. And I think I know it gets better. I know they do the league better later in it.
Absolutely.
But this first go around, they did not have it together. Yeah. I think before we move on, I'm going to go on like a big tangent about something.
Okay.
Another wrestling analogy.
Okay.
But trust me, there's a point to this.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if at some point Ash is going to become like Jey Uso in 2024. Again, big tirade that I'm going to go on. I'm going to try to keep this as quickly as I can, but trust me, there is a point to this. So Jey Uso in 2024 was like in and around the world title scene. He was really over, main event Jey Uso. He broke away from like being a tag team guy. Everyone loved his catchphrase, yeet. Everyone loved his entrance. Everyone was all in on Jey Uso. Mm-hmm. So after Mania 40, Damian Priest was champion. And Damian Priest was like a paper champion. He just was kind of like, he's a transitional champ before we get like another guy over. So Priest's first feud was against Jey Uso at Backlash. And at Backlash was when Jey really got over. Because like during his entrance, the hard cam was shaking from how hard the crowd was cheering him.
Yeah.
Jey loses. Okay. So the next thing that happens is King and Queen of the Ring, where it's Jey Uso against Gunther in the semifinals. Jey loses clean to Gunther. And then if you win King of the Ring, you end up getting a title shot at SummerSlam. So Jey's lost a title shot, and he lost to Gunther clean. So that kind of knocks him down a peg. The next thing that happens is Money in the Bank, where Jey's in that match, and like him and Drew McIntyre had like equal like chances of winning that match. Jey loses, they went with Drew. Jey is then not at SummerSlam. The next thing that happens to Jey is that he wins the Intercontinental belt off of Braun Breaker. Now, the Intercontinental belt is like a secondary belt to the world belt that Jey was like in and around the title sequence of, but now he's Intercontinental champion. Now he's a singles guy. We're finally getting him like a little bit of a main event or a little bit of a singles push. It makes sense for Jey to have gold. He loses it in 2 weeks. They take it off of him, and now he's doing Bloodline stuff again. Now he's a background character with Roman and Solo and their whole thing doing the War Games match. But then in December, he has another world title match against Gunther. And in that match, I was like, I think Jey has a really good shot of winning this. He loses it. And then in January of 2025, Jey wins the Royal Rumble, which gives you a guaranteed title shot at Mania. And so now we are pushing him in the world title scene again against Gunther. And when he won the Royal Rumble, I was like, he better win the title because I'm sick and tired of them acting like they're pushing him and them not actually giving him the win. I wonder if at what point we get sick and tired of Ash doing this whole league thing and he just doesn't win. Because I will give you that Ash should not have won the Indigo League. He wasn't ready to win the Indigo League.
No, he wasn't.
But like the Johto League, it's right there.
Yeah.
And then if he doesn't win that, Hoenn, like Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, like we just see him do this like loop and this arc of like is he gonna do it? Is he ever gonna do it?
Yeah.
And he just doesn't until he does. But like I wonder at what point it gets frustrating. That like it's this character specifically.
Yeah.
And all the continuity's there, because even if there is that soft reboot in Unova where it's like, Ash is 10 years old, Charizard comes back in Unova. Yeah. It all happened.
Yeah.
Like, it's all continuity. Like, Ash has been through all of these journeys. And it's like, they really should have, like, they should not have had Ash be the protagonist forever and ever. No. Like, he's not the protagonist now, but like...
finally getting away from that. But I get what you're saying.
They should have got away like a lot sooner than that.
I remember when I was growing up, I would always kind of tune in for the league stuff. I didn't with Indigo. I wasn't born when this was coming out. But, you know, with Hoenn, with Sinnoh, with Unova, Kalos, like, I would always watch the league stuff.
And like, you always like heard about it.
Yeah. And obviously, when he does finally win, that was a big moment. Everybody knew, like, okay.
Finally, like,
yeah,
hey,
exactly. After 25 years, this 10-year-old won.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying, though. Like, pushing him and pushing him and pushing him and watching him lose over and over
Having
and over
him
again.
be the guy, you just get frustrated with it.
Yeah. So I am curious to see, going back and rewatching this, how soon that is going to rear its head. How soon it's going to be a bigger issue.
Because I think it might be a bit better with us knowing.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like if when we get to like Sinnoh League victors, if it's like, well, he doesn't win.
Yeah.
So like, why are we hyping it up?
They inch him closer and closer every time, but then they just throw random stuff in there sometimes to make him lose to, a team full of legendaries that randomly showed up out of nowhere. That
right. That was in Gen 4, right?
Gen 4.
That wasn't Sinnoh League victors.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. My point exactly. Like,
Alon
there will be a point.
in Kalos,
Yeah.
when Ash has Ash Greninja, a thing that like no one else can do.
The Bond phenomenon, the whole,
Yeah. A thing specifically to him.
Yeah, that's still not strong enough.
He's like, he loses anyway. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, we'll get there. We'll see if it does kind of get old or if it does get repetitive, which it may.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah. But, when we get there, we get there. We'll talk about it.
All right, so now we're going to do Drew's notes for a friend and foe alike. Take it away, Ben, on your brother's notes.
First note, I'm going to sing this because it's meant to be saying it's, I want to be with Ash's mom. And Oak can watch, I guess.
Did he put little music notes?
Uh-huh. There's flame type underlined. We already talked about that. Flame instead of
rattle
fire
them off.
type.
Just rattle them off.
Nurse Joy. Brock's just like me for real. How are these motherfuckers back again? Didn't they just blast off? Do you think Jesse can do the ghost face voice with that thing? How much of a head start do you think Ash could get if he started running while they were monologuing? No way all that water fit in that low Squirtle. Ain't no way. Misty about dumb as hell. How many times can someone get their entire body electrocuted? And a cat. Pidgeotto is so eepy. His ass gonna have to fight for some reason. Pikachu said, put me in, coach. Let me at him. Said, oh no, this dragon is so scary. Let me send out this literal rat. Ash's mom is so bad again.
I like this.
And that is it for that one.
Okay. On to Friends to the End, released in Japan on January 21st, 1999, and in English on November 27th, 1999. So Ben, who was that Pokemon hard mode?
I'm gonna guess Ivysaur.
It's Firo.
Cool. Wonderful.
Top of the episode, we see that Ash is still in bed, and Brock straight up says that Ash is depressed.
Ash is depressed?
He's not taking that loss to Ritchie well.
No. I had that note. I just wrote Ash is depressed because I didn't expect them to actually say it.
Say the word, yeah.
Brock just says it. That's pretty crazy for a kid show.
Yeah.
But makes sense.
Misty comes in to cheer him up, but Ash is being difficult. I really like this moment.
Yeah.
Because it like puts the two of them together, has their little sibling thing, but it's also Misty trying to cheer Ash up.
Yeah.
Like, she should be the one doing this.
Absolutely.
Misty really does care about Ash.
Yeah.
Oak tells Ash that he should have done a better job at training Charizard.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
Straight up telling him like it is. I mean,
Yeah.
you could have done more, absolutely.
I don't really know what Ash could have done.
Just worked with
Anything?
him more. I mean, brought him out more, got him more used to battling,
Yeah.
got him more, he didn't try. He just stayed away from him because he wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ritchie is about to have a battle, so everyone heads out to cheer him on. And we get a montage of Ritchie's battle, and at the end we see Sparky lose to some lady. Again, with when we talked about the last episode, Gary's battle with his first battle. We didn't get to see it.
Yep.
We just get a montage of Ritchie, because we don't have time for it. We only have 6 episodes. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Because we had to make this only 6 episodes somehow.
For some reason.
Yeah. That's, disappointing. But here we are.
Everyone hangs out after Ritchie's loss, and Ritchie says that it's good to lose now and then, and Ash realizes how much he has to learn.
Yeah. No, he's got a long way to go, for sure.
And then Pikachu and Sparky fall into another pitfall trap.
Rocket loves their pitfalls.
They love their pitfall traps.
Mm-hmm.
Team Rocket are here again, even though they didn't need to be, and even Ritchie is done with these guys.
Absolutely. Already. Like, he just met them, and he's already done.
Yeah, I'm done with them.
Well, yeah. We've been dealing with them for quite a while, though.
Anyway, Rocket gets beat, and the cage they have the chews in blows up in a weird way. I don't know. I'm done with them.
Yeah. Their whole cage is like electric proof.
Yeah.
But then it recharges with electricity, and then the second it opens,
blows
it blows
up.
Like
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's just kind of dumb.
We didn't see the league closing ceremonies, and who are these people that won?
Random
I
nobody.
swear the league is treated like an afterthought.
It is. It is an afterthought.
Why?
It shouldn't be.
What happened here?
I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. This episode, I feel like, was the most disappointing so far, in my book. Like, if Ash had to lose, make that, not even the new victor, but at least get to the Elite Four, something.
Yeah.
But just having him lose immediately
I don't even know if the Elite Four is, a part of it.
I think the winner fights the Elite Four.
Are you
in my
sure?
brain,
We don't see that.
We don't see that.
Because again, the league isn't fleshed out enough. They just kind of limit it.
Yeah.
This might be a self-fulfilling prophecy because I think we were so excited to see the league. We'll get out of this slump of all the stuff that feels like filler. We'll get away from Team Rocket every episode. Yeah. And then no, that's not what happened. There's still stuff that feels unimportant. There's still things that I wish I was seeing more of. Yeah. All the same bits over and over and over again. Yeah. It's just a little disappointing, I think.
It is.
I don't think it's bad. I'm not saying it sucks, but I just wish we got a lot more out of it.
And we didn't. So we'll see if Orange Islands can do a little better. But
I doubt with what I know about Orange Islands. Team Rocket are back again, and they are trying to dig up through the arena to get in and steal stuff, but they end up digging up a bomb that is actually a firework.
Mm-hmm. And then the firework explodes underground.
Yes.
And then it shoots up through the air, because that's how fireworks
That's how they work.
I work with fireworks. Yes. You can't have a firework go up in the air without some sort of tube or something to make the gunpowder below it blow up and create space beneath it, and pressure makes it go up into the air. You dig a tunnel and it falls into the tunnel, it's not going anywhere. It's staying right
somewhere.
there and it's blowing up in Rocket's face. It was just stupid. And I know, obviously, that does not matter. It's a funny bit.
Add that to the Rocket death counter, by the way.
Absolutely. Oh my god, yeah, those things are detrimental. That will hurt your health quite a bit.
The episode ends with a montage of the league set to the full opening theme.
Yes. I did like that a lot. Yeah. I think that's a good point to have it. Obviously, we're not going to be using that theme much longer.
Not at all.
Anymore.
I think we're done after this one.
The last time. So if you're going to do it and you're going to do the entirety of it with the instrumental and the second verse and the chorus again, and this is the time to use it, right at the very end. And it's good. It is a neat montage of...
But why are we montaging something that we just watched?
Because this is the big moment that they've been leading up to. And it took 5.5 episodes.
This important episode.
Yeah.
This big moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it would have been better had the leak been longer, been more effective at doing what it was supposed to. But it's
a side quest for Ash.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Just disappointing. The league was.
Yeah, the league was a little disappointing.
Pokemon has had a lot of good episodes. They've had a lot of meh episodes.
Yeah.
It's weird that these fall into the meh episodes.
Yeah. And again, there were good moments. I think the first episode of the league was really good.
Yeah.
I was the strongest. Do. Yes. And then it just kind of got worse as it went on, unfortunately. Yeah. Here we are.
Yep.
We're at the end of it.
Yeah.
And the next thing we're doing
is a little special episode.
It's a special episode.
We are going to be tackling Pokémon, the first movie.
This felt like the best place to kind of slot it in before we get to...
Right after Indigo League, right before Orange Islands.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun one, for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, if you're wondering if we were doing movies, we're doing movies.
We're doing all of them.
Now we got Drew's.
We got Drew's notes.
Drew's ramblings.
Yeah, so we'll get into that real quick. I also just want to point out his drawing here. It is of the other Pikachu, Sparky, and it's just a haircut. That's all it is. So you're welcome for that. And we'll go into it. It says, need someone to lick me like Honor licks Charmander in the intro. Why does Ash keep moaning like that? Shut your ass up, Misty. How old is Brock? He could be 12 or 40. The Pikachu is dead as hell. I called it. I think James's scoreline is a little off. Oh, because he talks about... Yeah. And it's 80 to the twerps, and they have not won once. James, Loki spitting as... Wheezing gas is flammable. Boom, I guess, again. All 3 starters plus 2 Pikachu. No way that Oddish is keeping up with all those people in step. Why Team Rocket always got to be digging a hole? Go dig up some for real. Exactly how fireworks work. Also, boom, I guess, again. Moltres is the Olympic Flame, which he did not watch.
He did not watch that episode. He literally,
So he just pulled that out of his ass, and it was right. Bulbasaur, Beedrill, and especially Bellsprout got the schmoobs. Muck backwards. That's all of the notes.
Muck backwards. That's what he kept saying during the episode with Bellsprout. Like, he was around. He just didn't take notes.
And then the last one he left it off with is Ash's mom could get it. Again. Just saying. And that's it. That
does us for that episode.
Yeah, that does us. I'm glad he found some enjoyment out of that last one.
Ben, how would you sum up the Indigo League? The whole Pokemon, episode 1 all the way through the Indigo League. How would you sum it up?
There were some good moments. There really were. I feel like the music that it uses from the games and that it's good. I feel like, honestly, I got more enjoyment out of the music than I did some of the episodes. So that's why I'm bringing it up here. There were some really good moments. Obviously, the more memorable ones we had. Big Dragonite.
Big Dragonite.
I'm always going to talk about because that's one of my favorites, even though it's not the best episode.
It's not.
The Charmander, with his flame almost going out, that's a big one. When Ash gets stuck in the snow cave is another very, impactful moment. There are some really good ones. Bye Bye Butterfree, too. I'll throw
of course.
But overall, I don't know. I didn't remember it being as weak as it was. I'm going to be honest. There were a lot of mid episodes. There were a lot of just not great things. There are those moments that stick out. Obviously, there always will be. But overall, it was okay. Yeah. I am looking forward to it getting better as we go on. There being more bigger moments. There being better moments, especially with the league. I'm glad that we're doing this and being able to go back because I always remembered loving the Indigo League, but I do just remember the big moments. I didn't realize how many just filler episodes there were, and especially with what it was leading up to, with the league being as disappointing as it was. It felt like it was missing something. It was missing a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that as we go on, that happens less.
Yeah. So. Pokemon definitely takes you on a journey, but I think the journey has a lot of side steps and a lot of different routes that it goes on, and not all of those routes are interesting to watch.
Absolutely.
And I think even if it is a kid's show, I think there are a lot of other kids shows that are better than Pokemon.
That do it better.
And I think Pokemon just isn't one that's it doesn't have a lot of enjoyment value for adults.
Yeah. It is very, it's for kids. There's a reason. But yeah.
It's a little more geared towards children.
Yeah.
But even if something is geared towards kids, I think it can still have good writing. Like Steven Universe.
I was going to mention
Owl
Steven
House.
Universe. Yep. Owl House is a good one. Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
Is another fantastic
that one
example of
Tangled show that came out in 2018 that people talked about all the time. I've never seen it, but people really talked great about that show. I think it was a Disney Junior show.
Okay.
That people loved.
Just loved.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm glad that there are still, younger kid shows that, because a lot of the Steven Universe Gravity Falls, I feel like is geared a little more towards older, but
I feel like it's still in the Pokemon demographic though.
Yeah.
Because even if we talk about anime, One Piece is geared towards a younger audience.
Yeah, it's
maybe slightly older than Pokemon, but still, I feel like there's a lot of anime they just have Digimon.
Very much so a kid show.
Yeah, Digimon is right in the same demographic as Pokemon, but the Digimon anime is so much better than the Pokemon anime.
Fair. I have not seen it. So
I'm sure this isn't going to be the last time that I talk about the Digimon anime and compare to Pokemon. I'm shocked I don't do it more, but I think the Digimon anime is great at its themes and its writing, and I think Pokemon, I've always kind of felt that the Digimon anime was a lot better than the Pokemon anime.
Okay. I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
And if Digimon can do it, I think Pokemon had the ability to. Absolutely. And we can look at Pokemon all day and be this is how you could have improved it. This is how you could have improved it. And I think all of our takes are valid.
I do too. Obviously, I'm not in the writer's room. We don't know what's going on there. We don't know everything. But just from an outside perspective, I feel like our notes are valid. Yeah. Our concerns are valid.
Even if the comments don't think that all the time.
Yeah, that's okay. Not everybody has to agree all the time. Sometimes it's more fun to have a little bit of discourse between it and have a more interesting conversation.
Yeah.
you know.
So we're gonna watch that movie next time. And until next time, trainers, gotta watch them all.